classic Hollywood. That is one of the real strengths of this Heritage Auctions. I'm here with Brian Chanis from heritageauctions.com. His new title, Head Chef for the entire entertainment department. That's correct, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Just a really lovely collection of silver screen classic cinema. Obviously, I love the Star Wars, I love the Star Trek, the genre stuff, but seeing some of this classic stuff is just incredible. And there's a couple of pieces I thought would be fun to sort of call out. Tell us a little bit about the Stanley Kramer collection. Let's start with that. I'll hold this, but tell us what's going on here. It's pretty incredible.
Yes, the Stanley Kramer collection, we have an entire group of personally bound
It's
scripts.
like his personal archives.
Yes.
They're beautifully bound, all matching with his name on it. This, of course, is probably one of his most famous ones, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. His title lists alone are pretty amazing.
He's pretty groundbreaking from a social perspective. I mean, these are rainbow scripts. He's a multi-revision, inserts in there. So
just the full whatever. I don't think these are specifically these on-set scripts. They're not marked up, but they are definitively a full copy with all the different colors in it.
And from production.
Yeah, and you have every one of his famous movies.
Yes.
Just, and if I'm allowed to ask, are these coming from someone connected to the
family?
family?
Yes, his wife.
Oh,
yes.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Well, really cool. I will say, and part of me hopes someone figures out a way to keep it all together.
It'd be nice.
Which would be lovely, but just really, really beautiful to see. And a director, I think his movies are remembered. Maybe people don't quite remember his name in the same breath, but you should. Just incredible
even
movies.
Did comedy, like It's a Mad World.
Yeah. Just a really
High
talented
Noon.
jack of all trades, directorially speaking. Really, really wonderful. I'm jumping over to this one next. This is really fascinating. It's a giant lot of paper, but this is Paramount paperwork connected to the release of The Godfather.
And the promotion of it.
And the promotion
on
of
an
it,
international scale. Right.
And so we are looking at not just like Paramount memos, but I was looking in there. I'm going to hand you that a second just so I can show some stuff off. This beautiful onion skin Godfather stationery, which, by the way, alone is really wonderful. And for example, this one is about, here are some tear sheets from South Africa. As you'll see, the impact was enormous. Among the group, you'll see the series in Scope magazine, which resulted from the trip we sponsored for Dave Mulaney. I thought you'd like to know that the help he got in New York and Los Angeles produced such a resounding response. Scope is the biggest and most influential magazine in South Africa. And it is memo after memo. This one's about the serialization of the book in Spain. This is about Al Ruddy's to pick up the Donatello Award in Italy. There are also clippings and just like wonderful like media pieces from different magazines and newspapers connected to it. A lot of names, if you know about the making of The Godfather, you see Ruddy's name, Frank Yablans, I think is how you pronounce it, longtime Paramount executive. Just fascinating. What's this one? It's worldwide, non-exclusive basis. I mean, it's a real just sort of view into a pre-streaming world with one of, at that point, biggest blockbusters ever.
Oh, for sure.
I'm assuming this is all coming from one person as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
The fellow who is in charge of marketing for
amazing,
for Paramount.
just amazing.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and I would honestly, if you're interested at all, I highly recommend going online where you can see pictures of some of the different memos and get a little bit of a sense of what's in here. My reading them is not doing it justice, but it is very heavy on the marketing and the release, and it's just really interesting. Mentions about like a request for Brando for an interview. I don't know. I just get a real kick out of this as a fan of the movie. I just thought really, really fun.
Special. Anything regarding The Godfather.
Yeah, it's just, and rare too.
True.
And then for our final selection of this sort of Silver Age kind of thing, I picked one of really many, because you have a whole, we've been talking about this auction as a bunch of different collections, and I don't know if this was all one collection.
But
it is one collection.
Yes.
It is a wonderful collection from a collector of Edith Head drawings. And the one we selected to show you today is an incredible one from Vertigo. This is the very famous white jacket over the black dress when Jimmy Stewart is following Madeline around.
And they go to the Muir Woods.
Yes, they go to the woods.
That's Kim Novak.
Just incredible. And hopefully no spoilers. Kim Novak plays Madeline, and then the woman Judy, who he tries to turn into Madeline. And I'm going to tell you a very real story that apparently one of the things that Hitchcock thought was fantastic about Kim Novak was that when she played Judy, she decided not to wear a bra. That was part of the characterization of her as a sort of, forgive me, lower rent before he turns Judy into Madeline.
Okay.
And I will tell you one other story, which is just fun. We were talking in one of the other videos, which you can check out on YouTube, about 70s and 80s soap operas like Dallas. Kim Novak later appeared on Falcon Crest, and there's a scene where she's like writing a letter to somebody, and it's kind of her. You hear her voice as she writes the letter, and she, I think, talks about, like, she makes like a Vertigo reference, like a sort of an offhanded Vertigo reference. Edith Head drawings, sometimes they have like writing on it where it'll indicate, like, you know, costume number 3. They're rarely signed. This one isn't. It doesn't bother me in the least. This one is very finished. This feels like she had really worked it out. Sometimes you see ones and there'll be a note, change the dress, change the collar, whatever. But this one feels very much like where basically this costume ended up. And that's a pretty special thing. I just saw Vertigo at the big 70mm festival at the Egyptian Theater at the American Cinematique. It holds up incredibly well. I have always wanted one of these, and I've always wanted one in a recognizable costume, and this doesn't get much better than that. And in terms of the other movies you have, you've got some you've got other Hitchcock, other Vertigo.
Right. We have Catch a Thief.
Catch a Thief, Grace Kelly. There's Audrey Hepburn from
Sabrina, Roman Holiday.
Yep. Really just iconic costumes, iconic movies. Yeah. Really worth checking out the Edith Head. It's not her collection, but it's a collection of Edith Head stuff. The best of Edith Head. Yeah. July 25th and 26th, Heritage Auctions. Check it all out, ha.com.